live. What's going on, everyone? Ken from Lured Up here. A little behind the scenes stream today. We're going to edit Lured Up 321, which was recorded on Tuesday night. So I figured we'd do something a little different. And I got to edit this thing anyway, so why not stream it, right? So you get to see a little behind the scenes and learn a little bit about podcast editing and audio editing in general. So we're just going to get into it because it's going to be a long haul, so strap in. All right. First thing we do with Lured Up is when we first start recording, we do this little countdown, and then we clap. And this is super important for podcasting with a remote host because this is the sync. Think of this as like when the director says action or whatever and hits the little board. This is our sync point. So you'll hear me talk here. Clap in 3, 2, 1. And you can hear how it's off sync. So by syncing up our claps, that's how we get a solid sync for the episode. And I'll go super granular here. I'll catch the top corner right here of my waveform. And then and then I'll grab Adams, move Adams over. Adams on the bottom here. And now we'll have a nice sync on that clap. Clap in 3, 2, 1. Boom. All right. So now that our audio tracks are synced, we're safe for the rest of the episode. I just have to make sure that if I delete audio out of the top track, the first track, my vocal track, that it's also removed from Adam's track. Otherwise, it'll desync it. So, one of the little techniques I like to do with editing: don't clap in the kitchen if you want to have everything but the kitchen sink. Hey, that was a good one. The Roax in the chat. Hi. What's up? So whenever we start our recording, I like to have, maybe like 10 or 20 seconds of silence. And what this does is it helps capture the ambient sound in the room, in each of our rooms. Now, you'll hear in this episode, Adam just moved into his new place. So he's literally in an empty room, and it sounds cavernous and echoous and echoesome. So, this is going to be an interesting edit, but what I do and what Audacity, the program that we're in right now, what Audacity does really well is remove the noise by kind of doing like the whole reverse polarity thing. It listens to the waveforms, it compensates by reversing the polarity on that and removing some of that background sound, and it applies it to the whole track. So I'm ultimately gonna grab the EQ. Oh, it doesn't show up on your screen. Bummers. That's horrible. I need to fix that. Hold on a second. Hold up. We're doing this. We're fixing this right now. Hold on a second. I'm about to bring in Audacity on a different way into the stream so you can see the whole screen. We're doing this in real time, people. Boom. All right. And now we're going to go like this. Hey, we're back. All right. I'm just going to trim the fat on this. Sorry I'm doing this like literally in real time, but I want to make this right for y'all. This is definitely something new that we're doing here on the channel, so we're learning as we go up in her. Okay. Actually, I can get rid of this. Oh, and if any friends on here and they want to send me some raids, if there's any raids open, I'll do that. All right, now we can actually see the full screen. So when I apply the effects, you'll be able to follow the mouse. That was an important one. I wanted to make sure that that was a thing. And we don't need any of this. Y'all are awesome for bearing with me here. Would you look at that? We did it. All right. Now, when I apply my noise reduction, there we go. It works. You'll be able to see it. So that's yeah, the funhouse effect. Yeah, when you capture like the display that you're looking at, it's like it's like total two mirrors. All right, now that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to grab the ambient sound from the noise removal tool in Audacity, and it's called the noise profile. So it's going to listen to the background noise since there's no vocal there. You can see it's just a line. It'll grab just the background sound. And now I can highlight my whole track and apply their noise reduction to the whole track. And just it's going to take away a lot of the hiss and the ambient, little background noises and even some breathing noises. It'll clean up if you have it aggressive enough, the settings up, like I do. Long track, hour-long track. Sometimes these effects take a little time. Takes furious notes. Claw, what's happening? All right, so now our whole noise reduction has been applied to the track, and now I'm going to start like this is my intro here. This episode of the Lured Up Podcast is brought to you by our Patreon. So sounds good, clear and crisp, but there's a lot of negative room up here. The waveform has a lot more ceiling and floor to kind of grow. So I'm going to use some compression to kind of squish the track down, and then some normalization to kind of stretch it back out, and then we're going to trim it up and fill it in so the track has like maximum dynamic range, the most volume possible without it sounding crap. So we're going to apply a compressor to the entire track. And I've been messing with my compressor settings lately, just to kind of try things out. And I think for this episode, I'm gonna try this, which is a little bit different noise floor. I'm usually at about minus 40 dB, and my ratio is typically 4:1. I'm gonna try 3:1. So we're gonna see how this sounds. But those are my settings if you want them. Aggressive breathing, yes. Air conditioning noise, yep. I'm in my living room, and like my kitchen, I have like a half wall into the kitchen back there. So sometimes the refrigerator will get real angry and be like, compression. And yeah, it'll help get that hum away, or if you have like a fan in the background. All right, so we have some compression on there. The track is tight, but there's still some peaks and valleys. So what I like to do is I'll normalize the track, which is going to kind of like do the opposite of the compression and fill in some of the blanks that it just trimmed down. It's going to open up a bit. And then what it does is it actually like accentuates some of the peaks and valleys. Like some of this stuff looks really high. I mean, what that could do is it could sound a little harsh compared to the rest of the track. You want a consistent sounding track throughout. So if you were to spot check different parts of the audio, the volume would be consistent across the whole track. So I'm going to put a limiter, which is essentially taking a blade and cutting off the tops and bottoms of all the waveforms to make them smaller. It trims the fat, so to speak. But what I do is I use a tool that is called a soft limiter, because I don't want it to be square and cut at the top. The soft limiter kind of retains some of that natural ups and downs to let the human voice quality, that the full timbre of the voice come through without it sounding abrasive and harsh because the waveform was clipped. This podcast keeps me saying, "Yo, dude, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you." I for 15 years of my life, I had an hour commute, and I listen to so much podcast. Now I walk to work every day. I live like half a mile from my job, so I moved here specifically for work. So it's I don't get to listen to as much podcast as I used to, but man, I love listening to podcasts on the road. All right, so the limiter now kind of trimmed some of that fat, but it still has a natural ups and downs. You can see the peaks and valleys. And I want to amplify this now because I'm happy with the shape of the waveform. I just want more of it. I want more volume. So there's an amplification tool built into Audacity. The number that shows up on it when you click on it would be like the maximum. And I'll show you what this look. I'm not going to keep this setting, but I'll show you what it would look like. It's going to be huge and like take up the whole track, and it would be super loud and aggressive and like crazy. We don't want that. So I'm going to bring in probably about half of that. We'll go 3.5. This is like a dB raise. Oh, I don't know. Tuesday nights we do our episodes. So, all right. So now my track looks nice and robust and big and beefy, and I'm super happy with that. And I think that my vocal track here is now ready to edit. Now, Adam's, you can see how much more I talk than Adam. I'm a big mouth. But Adam always comes in low. So we have to do a lot of kind of repair work to his track. Oh, yeah, one more thing I apply to these is a plugin for Audacity called Lisp, which is like a de-esser. It removes kind of the harshness, the sibilance from the S's and things like that. So I bring this up to about 10. Let that do its thing, and then my track is ready to go. Adam is always way quieter when you guys are live. I know. I wish I could get him to speak up a little bit. He's very timid on the mic. He needs some, I don't know, moxie or something. All right. So now we got Adam's track. I'm going to do the same exact routine that I did to my track. I'm going to do noise reduction, compression, normalization, the limiter, and then amplify. So let's first start with his ambient sound and grab his noise profile. And now I can apply noise reduction to the whole track. Let it do its thing. Eat the mic, Adam. Yes, eat the mic, Adam. He's just so quiet. Adam's very quiet. He needs to get it. Bro, should I pop like a Meltan box or something like that so I can catch something? Let's do a mystery box. All right. Catch some Meltan. Oh. Oh, nice. Dino. All right, we got noise reduction done. Compression is up next. We're going to, again, try these new settings out, which I've already kind of messed with them a little bit, so I think these new settings on the compressor will be just fine. Jamal and I are lucky. We're both very loud people. Jamal's mic is always hot. Jamal's mic always sounds... Ooh, look at that. Look at that. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. What's my encounter here for finishing this part? Oh, rufflet. Yeah, Jamal's mic always sounds real, like it's on the hanging on for dear life to not completely clip. All right, after compressor, we're gonna do our normalization. My compressor did nothing to his track. We're gonna have to really reinforce it with some volume, some amplification. His track is going to be so boomy. I know it. It's going to be so incredibly echoey. Here's our limiter. Adam probably doesn't have a lot of peaks and valleys because he's not loud. I wish these could be shiny. Yeah, see, he didn't even come close to really needing the limiter. We're gonna go 4. All right, we're getting somewhere. And our de-esser. Crystal Light iced tea. It's really good. It's guilt-free. It's a guilt-free iced tea. All right, the tracks are set. We can actually start editing now at 10:30 at night. I was like, I'm going to start editing at 9. I'll be straight. So, one of the most tedious parts when I do a full edit, like sometimes, I mean, the stuff is synced, the effects are put on. You could just put your music, your theme music in and call it a day, wrap it up and release it. And don't get me wrong, I've definitely done that. But the tedious part when you do a full edit is that all the downtime of the track, all the time when there's no one talking, I like to remove that audio completely so it gives complete whoever's speaking, that their track completely supersedes the other track. It just drops the other track completely out. You get a nice crisp sound. It's also the most time consuming part of editing a podcast. But we're going to do that. We're going to do that here. Yeah, I need some. You know what? What's weird with caffeine with me is that I've got the hardcore ADHD, right? So, when I have caffeine, I chill out. So it's like if I had a cup of coffee right now, I'd be like, I'd want to fall asleep. All right, so we don't need any of this early stuff before when I start talking. So we're going to start the track there. So the track will actually start with me. This episode of the Lured Up Podcast is brought to you by our Patreon. So there we are. All this time here, though, that Adam isn't speaking, I can essentially mute that track with some keystrokes on my side. So I go in here and highlight all these blank spots, which is tedious because you need a steady hand because you don't want to accidentally go too far. And right now I'm just literally dropping out the audio in all of these sections. And what that does, it'll be more noticeable here. What that does is just make it nice and clean so when the other person's talking, all we hear is their microphone. Tedious, I tell you. So here is where I end the ad, and but we're listening to the whole thing because we're going 1-to-1 here. So. This episode of the Lured Up Podcast is brought to you by our Patreon. Everything we do here at the Pokemon Professor Network is powered by the community. You can join our community of supporters over at Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Is it loud? Little Sparkle, that sounds terrible. Is it like glaring? I could turn it down. Network is powered by the community. You can join our community of supporters over at Patreon for as little as $1 a month. And we offer a range of support tiers with various benefits, and you get access to our patron exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And we currently have a goal of hitting 500. So that little breath. Oh, do all that work. I thought you meant the audio track sounded terrible. I was supposed to be like, no. But here you go. Here's the tedious stuff. So like right here, I had a pretty harsh breath. I eat the mic. I'm right on the mic. So like, you hear all that crap. So like here, I had a pretty heavy breath. A gasp. So I'll literally go in here and just highlight both tracks. I'm not even going to mute it. I'm just going to delete it because I don't want to break the natural breath flow. Fantastic people. And we currently have a goal of hitting $500
Gone.
patron support. And you can help us out over at Pokemon or over at Patreon.
All right, here's a good one. I stumbled.
You can help us out over at Pokemon.
So over at
Pokemon or over at Patreon.
So I'm going to keep this first over at because it's the most natural, and I'm going to back this up right to where I say Patreon. I think I say Patreon here.
Patreon.
Yep. So now it should say over at Patreon.
Us out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor.
Beautiful.
We have tiers as low as $1 a month. You can support a collective of hardworking, part-time creators that have a passion for Pokemon and the community over at the Pokemon Professor Network. Thank you. Let's get into the show.
All right. This gap was a little long. I'm going to trim this. This was a little quiet. I'm going to bring this up. And then ultimately, I will clip this right here when I'm doing post-production, further post-production, and put in the intro music right at this spot. So the show will just start here.
What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 321 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Today is, what is today? Today is Tuesday the 24th?
Tuesday the 24th.
Oh, yeah. Adam sounds like he's in an echo chamber. Listen to this.
Tuesday the 24th.
He's got, like, natural reverb. Nothing we can do about it.
Tuesday the 24th.
2024. I'm your...
So I doubled up on that.
2024.
Tuesday the 24th?
Tuesday the 24th.
2024. I'm your host.
I'm going to get rid of all that. So what I do is I like to line this up with where Adam's talking. So I'm going to, my start point for me deleting all of my audio here happens while Adam is talking. So you won't notice the loss of breath there. And then I'm just going to trim this whole section out.
The 24th?
Tuesday the 24th.
I'm your host, Ken Pescator. That's Adam Tuttle. Adam's back.
Hey, it's Lane. Oh, I'm not Lane. But
You're
I
not
appreciate Lane for filling in past couple of weeks.
He did a smash up.
Delete this.
Past couple of weeks.
He did a smash up job. This episode is streaming live on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. So if you're checking us out on any of those platforms, give us a follow, give us a like, give us all that good fun stuff. Shout out to those in the chat already.
Yeah.
All right, this is a little low. I'm going to bring this up.
Follow, give us a like, give us all that good fun stuff. Shout out to those in the chat already.
Yeah, help us.
iTunes code. He goes,
no
drops? Money. Question mark. No live drops this stream, but man, that was a lot of fun.
So I also don't like to keep my uhs and ums. So I just had a I believe it's right here. Bye-bye.
This stream, but man, that was a lot of fun. Maddie G in the house, Marty McFly in the house. So shout out to the chat. Leo's here. But Adam, man.
I say but. I get rid of that
But Adam, man, how are you? Adam, man.
Get rid of that whole but.
Here. Adam, man, how are you? I missed you, man. I missed you so much.
I am exhausted. Mentally, physically, emotionally, just everything.
It looks like...
Alright, so Adam is definitely low. I'm going to really have to reinforce his volume a lot here.
I missed you so much.
I am exhausted.
Oh, too much.
I missed you so much.
I am exhausted. Mentally, physically, emotionally, just everything.
It looks like you're in a new...
Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to give him about 2 dBs.
I missed you so much.
I am exhausted. Mentally,
Audio
physically,
match. So our levels now
emotionally, just everything.
Because my voice is a boomier voice, my waveforms look larger. So even though mine look larger, volume-wise, we're right about at the same level. So it's a good match.
Everything.
It looks like you're in a new spot.
I am in a new spot. I have moved. It's been a lot of work.
I say, Adam moved. I'm just going to get rid of all that. And he said,
It's been a lot of. It's been a lot of work.
See, no more,
Spot. I have moved. It's been a lot of work. Been a lot. It's I basically have been just building things, because we essentially had to replace
like
most,
IKEA furniture.
Yeah, like we've had to replace most of our furniture.
I think Adam's track is going to really need a little bit more volume support here. So I'm going to run another limiter and trim down any spikes and bring his whole track up, because I just don't like the fact that he's low. So that's what we're going to do. So trimmed him down, and it'll now give us some room to bring him up. Better, closer, warmer. This might be too much. Too much. We're going to go 1.5. I would like a Hundo Meltan. I do not have one. Come on, Professor Network. Thank you. All right, where were we?
With no
Drops? Question mark? No live. Missed you, man. I missed you so much.
I am exhausted, mentally, physically, emotionally, just everything.
So I'm looking at the meter up here.
I am in a new spot. I have moved. It's
the 12 minus 12 dB to minus 6 dB on the rebound here is where I want my levels. When both of us are talking individually, each of us should be around that section. So as long as our voices are up there at the same level, we're at a good match. Yo, what up, chat? What up? Cal is Dave, what's up?
been a lot. It's I basically
what's
been
happening?
building things, because we essentially had to replace
like
most
IKEA furniture.
Yeah, like we've had to replace most of our furniture.
Yeah, that I know exactly the.
So I kind of just mumble through a couple words here.
Yeah, that.
Bye bye.
Most of our furniture.
I know exactly the feeling. So, this one of the first things.
Again, dead air here, just bad mumbling. Shut up, Ken.
Feeling. So, one of the first things I did want to address on today's show has been our calendar, our schedule, our releases. It's been crazy over the past year.
Get rid of this.
Specifically this summer, I moved over the summer. Adam just moved. My son started the new school. You know, all this stuff happening, and it's.
I've been good, man. I've been good. I've been busy, and just trying to keeping the train moving, keeping the train a rolling on the tracks.
And it's just been absolutely crazy. And I finally feel like, with the fall, with the autumn, will come peace and zen to our lives, so we can
we can hope
get this machine back on track. Monkey Bread in chat, what's up, brother? But yeah, man, it's.
I'm gonna also get that butt. Yeah, man, I'll get the butt. But
brother, yeah, man, it's really good to see you. How is now that you're settled?
Okay, this is just in the natural flow of speaking. Sometimes I jump around a lot, so I go like how's it, and then like I move on to a different thing.
How's now that you're settled?
So I don't need any of this, 'cause I don't even ever go anywhere with it.
Now that you're settled.
What do you say?
To see you. Now that you're.
I don't know if I could pull this off naturally, but Let's see. It's really good to see you. Now that you're... No, I didn't think so. To see you. How, now that you're settled... Best I could do.
I don't even know. I wouldn't even consider
your butt's in a new chair.
It is a new chair, I will say that.
How's it feel? Is it weird to move? You were at your last place a while.
Yep. We were there.
All right, getting rid of this so we don't overlap. And I'll trim the gap between where I end and he starts. Word economy, air economy, very important to me. Your last place a while.
We were there I was there, honestly, even from 3rd grade, because my parents lived up the street, and then
All right, that was a big gap, but I need to clean my stuff up here. Get rid of all that background while Adam is talking, and we're gonna reinforce this a little bit. This place a while.
We were there I was there, honestly, even from 3rd grade, because my parents lived up the street, and then I moved into an apartment.
Yeah, I don't like any of this breath. Bye-bye.
Up the street, and then I moved into an apartment for a little bit, and then came back, and then got that house, and it was 12, 13 years. It was 12. It was
Gets cut down the gaps here.
And then got that house, and it was 12, 13 years.
Yeah, man.
It's a long time.
I've absolutely been bouncing around for a long time. I'm happy to finally be settled right now. So, congrats to you and the family for
Thank you. It's been hard on all of us because we've all.
All right, so I say something nice here. I say like rah, 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 onward and upward for moving onward and upward. But Adam is talking at the same time, but I want people to hear that. So what I'm going to do is take a little section of silence, and I'm going to bump Adam out a little bit and bump me out. So now we're still in sync, but now my audio won't get overmade by his. You and the family for moving onward and upward.
Thank you. It's been hard on all of.
Yeah, I'm just going to get us a little closer. Onward and upward.
Thank you. It's been hard on all of us because we've all been having to go through
Cleaning up the gaps. A lot of the gaps.
Having to go through stuff. It's been a journey. Long story short, not a lot. All.
Adam loves to say long story short, especially when he's not telling a short story. So I get rid of it. Sorry, Adam. Word economy.
It's been a journey. Not a lot. All of our stuff made it through the move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough. I, over the years, and I get rid of me going, goodbye. Over the years, and like with my divorce, a couple years ago, and all this crazy stuff, I've seen this like attrition rate of my belongings, my stuff over the years, just less and less and less makes it. It's like, this is horrible. This is the worst. But no, it's good to see. A lot of mumbo jumbo here, but it's what am I saying? But no, it's I said nothing. Goodbye. This is the worst. It's good to see you in a new background. You got a nice fancy new camera. You got a nice
yes.
Big rid of that. You got a nice some new lighting. You're looking sharp over there. So
yeah,
really
I had to get a new
that.
pop.
Same thing. He starts talking a little bit over me, so I'm just gonna kind of measure out the length of me talking. Here's a little trick. I'm just gonna copy that whole section because that's how I want to make sure I have enough room. I copy that whole section and just drop it into Adam's track, It'll perfectly put him forward a little bit, but I don't want that audio, so I got to delete it. And I'll do the same thing here and delete it. So now, really sharp over there, so really excited about that.
Yeah, I had to get a new pop filter because mine didn't make it. I got new headphones because those didn't make it. Yeah.
So Adam's got some new gear. We're really excited. And thanks to our patrons. Patrons, we are able to get rid of this. We are able to upgrade some gear. So super grateful and super excited about that. But we do have a. But I don't like the but. Giggity. But we do have. I have a attached there too. Get rid of that And I can see, like, before my words here, there's some breath. This is like a breath. But I need to keep it, even though I trimmed in front of it, I need to keep it so it sounds like a natural flow of speaking. And super excited about that. We do have a lot to talk about with this is a Pokemon Go podcast. The news cycle never ends. But we'll recap the last week of gameplay, including the wrap-up of Psychic Spectacular. We had Pissimian and a lot of uhs. We had. Where's the we? We had. Come back a little bit. So I got the start of the W, and I can get rid of my Might be a little harsh. We had. Nope, no good. Keep the we had this goes away. Pissimian and Orangutan.
Oh, I thought it was spooktacular.
Not yet. I'm just gonna move Adam into this gap. An Orangaroo Research Day.
Oh, I thought it was spooktacular.
Not yet. It's not. We're not in spooky season yet. But while I'm here, I'm just gonna clean up this background noise. Try to. Every time I scroll the audio timeline forward, I don't know what that is. If this is audio or not, we'll get there. But anytime I kind of like scroll forward, I'm only 4 minutes into the edit. And you can see how edits take a long time because I'm 4 minutes into an hour plus episode. Look at that. That's a lot of audio still to go. Research Day.
Oh, I thought it was spooktacular.
Not yet. It's not. We're not in spooky season yet, but soon. But since you haven't been. But since you haven't been here for the past couple weeks, I definitely. All right, so this is not audio. Here for the past. Just. Yep, cracking a knuckle or something. Bye. Been here for the past couple weeks. I definitely want to get your thoughts on power spots as it
what this
pertains
is.
to the gameplay loop and also Wayfarer. Definitely.
Get rid of this.
Definitely interested in hearing all your thoughts there. Legendary Heroes is coming, and it's going to bring back Zacian, and then we have Galarian Expedition.
It's just a breath that can go away.
Galarian Expedition, which is going to be bringing Zamazenta, and both of them will have their shiny forms released. So exciting times for Raiders.
But when will we get the sword and the shield versions?
All right, so I have a. I don't think this is necessary.
We get the sword.
Nope. So we're gonna mute that out. Mute this area out. Here as well. Sometimes I'll jump forward and just like say, oh, get on a run of doing this cleaning. Now it looks like Adam's gonna start talking, so I'll go back.
Forms released. So exciting times for Raiders.
But when will we get the sword and the shield versions?
Yeah.
Bring us a little closer.
We only have the good doggo forms as of right now, but we get them to be shiny. Dude, they have to pace this rollout. They have to make it last forever. We have more Max battles coming here on October 1st as the Dynamax.
Little
as the Dynamax machine is just going to continue to start churning out. I think this is going to be something we see kind of in tandem
Later, Dave.
with the usual release that we're used to up to this point with new Pokemon, shinies, and megas, and all that kind of stuff. This will just be another layer of the Pokemon Go onion to peel back, so it's pretty exciting. We have a bunch of miscellaneous news to cover. Sawaddle Community Day, TCG-inspired stickers are coming to the game.
Ooh.
Campfire has a browser version that's super limited, but it's up there. Sharing items in Party Play is out of beta and fully announced. The Baltimore... Here. The Baltimore Regionals PvP was brutally laggy, so we have some comments that I pulled off Twitter from some notable people. You learn to know what the waveform looks like of and ums and all the usual stuff. PvP trainers, and then we're going to take a look at Pokemon Go Hub and put together a little battle party whoop whoop for Zacian.
Oh yeah,
which
whoop,
actually
whoop.
may look. I don't need any of this. Zacian.
Oh yeah. Whoop,
actually, and some dead air.
Yeah. Whoop,
actually may look a little different than expected thanks to the latest PvE. All right, so I said PvP. I didn't mean to. I follow up with PvE. To the latest PvE update. So I could just get rid of that whole blunder. To the latest PvE. So this is the start of me saying it. PvP. And I think this is an PvP. So if I get rid of all that, I should just say PvE. Thanks to the latest PvE update. We had some changes, so all that good stuff. Joe, what's happening? Get rid of this. Trim the fat. PvE update. We had some changes, so all that good stuff. Joe, what's happening? Yeah, we're with the mics are low. We're doing our.
We were just talking about that.
The audio just wants to be quiet, but yeah, Phalanx is going to be coming, so we'll totally dig into all that. But Adam, catch me up on your. All right, I have a bad habit of saying butta. It's butta, baby. So I think I did that right here with a breath. But yep. Goodbye. Dig into all that. Adam, catch me up on your last kind of gameplay that you've had through the move, and is your new area any different for playing? Anything better? Is there Wayfair possibilities? Like, what's the deal?
I have to do some.
All right, so this is a little bit. I don't like to have long gaps in between when I talk. Adam has much longer gaps. It's more natural for him. I like even something like this. I'll take a little bit off. Area any different for playing? Anything better? Is there Wayfair possibilities? Like, what's the deal?
I have to do some more exploring. There is a looks like a flesh.
See, like these gaps. Just I could help him out here and make him sound a little bit more efficient.
More exploring. There is a.
This is a. Got to get rid of the uhs.
There is a looks like a fleshed out trail. That's maybe like a.
Another and a little lip smack.
Fleshed out trail. That's maybe like a 5-minute walk from here. I can see that, and that looks good.
You're gonna build some trail. All right, so his volume is a little low, so I'm just gonna bring him up, and I gotta clean up my audio here. We're gonna bring Adam up. Booyah. Just want to take a quick moment to say hi to everybody. If you're here in the chat, doing something a little bit different today. This is our podcast edit, a live edit of Lured Up 321, which is coming out tomorrow. So yeah, we're just going through the process, talking audio and having a little jam session with Audacity, which is our recording and editing tool that we have here. So thank you for being here. Give a follow, give a sub. Appreciate y'all. All right.
And that looks good.
You're gonna build some trail markers.
Yeah, no,
Adam's
No.
gonna go in with a hammer and a little wooden sign with an arrow. Trail 3. It's like nominate.
So I would probably say it's
Bye.
worse as far as like
You can see my background noise here is loud. Little Sparkle, see you later. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. I can already tell Adam's volume is very low here, so we're going to raise him up.
Like nominate.
so I would probably say it's worse.
Again, so we're looking up here on the top. We're looking between 12 and minus 12, minus 6. So you can tell Adam's a little bit lower. He's in that minus 18 to minus 12 range.
Trail 3. It's like nominate.
So I would probably say it's worse as far as like
So he needs a little bit more volume here, but not a lot. So we're going to go add 1.5 dB back.
Nominate.
so I would probably say it's worse as far as like
He's over 12. We're good.
stops and stuff. I can see more visually versus where I used to live. Where I used to live, I still had the Polka Stop, so I hit that every single day. But with the update, which happened, whatever that was that Friday or Saturday?
That was a little bit of a weird gap. Just trim it down.
And whatever that was that Friday or Saturday that it came out, like 2 weeks ago or whatever it was. Whenever that came out, I saw a power spot like closer to my house, and I was like, "Whoa, let's go!" And I was very excited about it. So I had 2 of them.
Adam's gap. Just get rid of that.
Very excited about it. So I had 2 of them. Right now, I can see 2 power spots in a Pokestop. I have a power spot that's right.
All right, so you stumbled there.
I have a power stop,
Power stop, he says.
power stop.
So that's going to just go away, and it should just say power stop, power spot.
I have a power spot that's right near
There you go.
So I can walk to it essentially.
So
And then-
but
All right. So I go, Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
Essentially. And then
but as a
So he doesn't even need the and then. And then?
walk to it essentially.
but as a rural trainer, have the power spots like changed?
Yes,
things?
100%.
Like, is it
100%.
like your map actually?
So I want to feature what Adam says here, because his answer is strong.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Your map.
So I want to clean up my audio to compensate as soon as I catch this meltdown.
Yes,
things?
100%.
Like, is it
100%.
like your map?
All right, so I don't need any of this while Adam is talking. He'll be front of stage.
Yes,
Power spots like changed.
yes, 100%. 100%.
Your map actually has things on
Yep.
it, right?
Everywhere I go.
Perfect.
See, that's. I think the suburban.
Okay, so this is all pointless. And I need to trim this gap a little bit. Actually, you can see the dirtiness of my ambient sound, so we're going to clean that and then close up the gap. Let's run it back,
Has things on
Yep.
it, right?
Everywhere I go.
See, that's the suburban/urban trainer kind of takes that part of it for granted, and it kind of
That's
I don't know, gives a little validity to like why these decisions were made to just canvas the map with stuff. And from what I understand and from what I hear, like the rural map has just completely become alive, and you know it's a game changer. It gives people stuff to interact with that just had a desolate blank map.
Yeah,
blank
and I'll
game board.
say the power spot.
all right. So just check what he says here.
And-
Nothing. We're gonna get rid of all this.
map blank game board.
The power spots that I.
All right, so I could get this closer. His energy was definitely down. So that's a hard thing for when you're editing, to if the energy of the hosts isn't very cohesive, then it sounds like they could be like in two different rooms. So it's Adam's super chill. He was tired. So he's got a much more chill demeanor than I do, so it's a little bit jarring. Map, blank game board.
The power spots that I have.
So I got to kind of compensate with a little bit more volume.
Stationary. They don't move. They don't go anywhere. The ones by my work that I've seen, one was right out in the front, and then I haven't seen that one since.
So
that I've seen, one was right out in the front, and then I haven't seen.
Just gonna tighten this up for him. It'll flow better. It was right out front.
One was right out in the front, and then I haven't seen that one since. But that's an actual business that's right across the street that deserves to have a spot.
Okay, all this crap I said is gone. And bring us closer together.
To have a spot.
I wonder if there's like a shortage of power spots, which in my area does not seem to. There's like, there's a garbage can. Garbage can on the side of the road, and it's like, that's a business. But but I think with the all right, hold on. But I think all this is garbage. That's a business. Yo, what's up with the screen there, bro? My game just blacked out. Get rid of all that. And it's like, that's a business. But I think with the rural, like if there's no power spot, that can go. Might be a little close. Well, like if there's no power spot in the area that it can rotate out to, maybe it just starts that power spot's timer over again, and it just sticks on that power spot. I don't know. I don't know if it'll still have a cooldown if there isn't one like in the S2 cell for it to pull from, or however they measure it.
Yeah.
But no, it's exciting to. Another podcast trap is leading with the word no, and I do that here where I'm just like, no, it's like word economy. I don't need that word. No, it's exciting to hear that. No, it's exciting to hear. No, it's exciting. I could just say it's exciting to hear. It's exciting to. Gotta get it at the right spot. It's exciting. It's exciting. It's exciting. It's gonna be a tough one. It's exciting to hear that. There we go.
Yeah.
But. So I don't need that but. So right on the tip of that, giggity, I'll say it's exciting. Measure it.
Yeah.
It's exciting to hear that it's got good impact. This is a whole waste of breath. It's exciting to hear that it's got good impact because the rural trainer may not. All right, what is this mess? Because good impact because the rural trainer. Oh, that's horrible, Ken. Got good impact because this is all going away. Hold up. Good impact. The rural. Impact. The rural. The rural trainer may not care that it breaks Wayfarer rules or doesn't follow Wayfarer criteria. You know what I mean? Like may just be excited that the stuff is there.
I was excited.
All right, this is not necessary. The stuff is there.
I was excited to find out that I've driven past a neighbor.
Okay, you can see the junk on my audio track. So we'll silence all that. What's this?
It's a home-based business, and
all right, those are laughs. Again, you got to be careful when you're doing this muting. You don't want to remove any audio, especially if you're doing it out of order like I'm doing it, so you can't easily like backpedal to be like, oh, what did I cut out? All right, let's get back here. I can already tell this whole section of Adam is quiet, so we're gonna raise him up. That the stuff is there.
I was excited to find out that I've driven past a neighbor's house for so long, and it's like I then saw that they have their business through this power spot and was like
a home-based business.
It's a home-based business, and I was like, so. And then I was able to look it up and Google it and whatnot, and I was like, that's sweet. And then I could see a DJ at like all the way as far as the map could go. I saw a DJ. I was like, oh, that's pretty sweet,
dude. Bring us closer.
Pretty sweet,
dude. That's what I'm saying. I'm waiting for the podcast network LLC to like get scooped up by Overture Map and be, like put it as a power spot in the game in the house. I'll be like, that's awesome. That'd be
cool.
Hilarious. No, man. So that's good, dude. That's good. I'm very excited about that because I'm a little quiet. You to have reasons to play the game. I definitely want you to have.
Yeah, it was
stuff to do.
It was a breath.
All right, get rid of this. I'm going to bring my volume up a little bit here. Stuff to do.
It was a breath of fresh air for the game. I will say it's been nice that...
I want to get mine. I go, nice. So I want to retain that. I'm going to slip it into this blank spot.
For the game.
Nice.
I will say it's been nice that, yes, you could need 4 trainers, but they're all pretty easy right now. Which at first I was kind of like, come on. And actually, when I first battled at Beldum, I was shut down pretty hard. It was like you with Cliff.
Sure. Yeah. Just very quiet Adam here. We're gonna bring him up.
Pretty hard. It was like you with Cliff.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
Because I was like, oh, it's a
all right,
it's a basic Pokemon. It should be able to.
All that needs to come out here. For sure.
Because I was like, oh, it's a.
So I'm gonna start muting myself again. This is just a pro tip. If I were to mute myself from here, you're gonna hear the silence begin before Adam talks. But if I start muting myself after Adam begins talking, it'll hide the transition from my breath to silence. It's a little trick, for sure.
Because I was like, oh, it's a basic Pokemon.
All right, he goes, it's a
basic.
So I'm gonna get rid of these first 2. And we're going to flow him right into his 3rd.
I was like, oh, it's a basic.
Okay, that doesn't sound good. Let's try keeping the first, getting rid of the last 2.
It's a basic Pokemon.
Nope, that doesn't sound natural.
It's a basic.
I think I'm only going to be able to kill one of these.
Oh, it's a basic Pokemon. It should. It's a basic Pokemon.
Hold up. Can I just kill this now?
Oh, it's a basic Pokemon.
No, this sounds bad. Try again.
Oh, it's a basic.
Let's try this.
It's a basic Pokemon. It should be able to just go through it.
Even as a 3-star. Clean up his breath. Whoops. Tighten that. Actually going to back him up a little bit.
Able to just go through it.
But even as a 3-star, you're used to soloing 3-star raids like without issue.
No. That's not what I like. I didn't realize it was a 3-star.
Oh, you just thought it was because it was a basic? I just thought
because it was a basic. I was just gonna steamroll through it, and it steamrolled me.
Nice. You just need 2 Charizards and you're golden. You're golden. What about Psychic
Yeah,
Spectacular?
So
All right, so a lot of silence here. So we're going to get rid of all of Adam and bridge this gap. Get rid of all that. And then I'll silence my background. I don't know if I said a word there. We'll get to it. So like what I'll do is I'll do like the big brush strokes, and then, you know, when it comes down to me listening to the track, I'll be like, what is this actual word? Nice. All right, I can already tell Adam is quiet. I'm going to bring him up. Psychic Spectacular.
So I caught the header.
So isn't necessary, so we're going to get rid of all of that. Psychic Spectacular.
I caught the Hatterena, and then I caught a few more. And then I caught a few more, but it wasn't that spectacular. I know I did a few route walks during my breaks at work. I've been trying to be more consistent about that. Route walks during.
Get rid of this.
During my breaks at work, I've been trying to be more consistent about that.
All right.
I have gotten, I think, like 3 or 4 Zygarde cells since I've been doing that. I will say
A little too long of a gap. I could also see a gap here.
I will say I hatched a shiny Esper.
Oh, that's a good shiny.
Yeah, that was really cool. That's probably like the highlight.
Nice. Shout out to
nothing
Zafari.
crazy.
Nice. Shout out to
Nothing
Zafari
crazy.
is just subscribed on Twitch with Twitch
Ooh.
Prime.
Thank you
Remember,
very
if you
much.
have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, which means you get 1 free subscription every single month. We'd love if you spent it on us. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Thank you so much,
chat.
guys. Appreciate the support. It means a lot. But Psychic Spectacular, the spawn pool.
I don't know what I was delaying myself here. Get rid of that gap.
Spectacular, the spawn pool, kind of interesting.
You didn't
We
need
had
to have psychic abilities to see that it wasn't going to be that spectacular.
It's double.
Silence. Trim. It's a little close to Adam. His volume needs to come up here for sure. And maybe here.
Didn't need to have psychic abilities to see that it wasn't going to be that spectacular.
It's
All right.
double dust. People will play whenever there's dust. So I know a lot of people, there's a lot of chatter, a lot of people playing because of the double dust, if nothing else. But we did have Hatena, the calm Pokemon, and its evolutions making their debut. And then we had Bell
I heard a
making their debut. And then
big breath and a bye-bye.
and then we had Beldum. Now, this was
The now is pointless. Again, word economy. Get rid of it.
This was
Get rid of this and this gap. I'm an expert. I shouldn't say I know what I'm talking about. Adam just has some chatter here we'll get rid of. Meltan, stay in the ball.
it's double dust. People will play whenever there's dust. So I know a lot of people, there's a lot of chatter, a lot of people playing because of the double dust, if nothing else. But we did have Hatena, the calm Pokemon, and its evolutions making their debut. And then we had Beldum. This was, when we talk about the next event, it's going to be interesting because this event had tons of stuff going on, right? We had new Dynamax, we had new Pokemon, we had wild encounters, we've got debuts, we've got bonuses, we've got eggs, we have research. There's all this stuff, $2 timed research.
Good run.
Also. Collection challenge.
There we go. I spoke too soon. Tighten that up a lot.
Research also. Collection challenges, showcases. Like, this was a full-fledged event, which for some of these...
Get rid of the
which for some of these returning events like Adventure Week and stuff, we've seen them kind of fizzle with time. You know what I mean? Like where they haven't felt as strong as they should have been. This felt like at least a fully fledged event. You know what I mean? There was a little bit of everything, and now with the release of Beldum, for Dynamax, we see again that onion layer, right? That extra layer of stuff to add to an event. So
Yeah, because
now we have
now
Dynamax
it's
being
hard.
released.
Now it's hard.
So he repeats himself so I can get rid of him as he's talking over me. So now we have Dynamax being released.
Now it's hard. They've given us difficulty in the game.
So
This is what you've been asking for. This is what you've been asking for.
All right, so we got a little bit of overlap here. He definitely needs some volume.
Now it's hard. They've given us difficulty in the game. This is what
Let's
you've been
talk about
asking
that
for. This is what
I
you've
have
been
been
asking
asking
for.
All right, so I'm going to take my audio and put it in this blank spot between him talking. Again, because I'm removing it from my timeline and adding it right back in, the sync does not get impacted.
In the game.
Let's talk about that.
This is what you've been asking for. This is what
I
you've
have
been
been asking for this. So, and it, granted, it's a... I said, granted, it's a short-lived difficulty, right? But that feel... Short-lived difficulty, right? But that feeling when you go up against like the triple Snorlax grunt and you get walked, right? Like you just get your butt whipped, or you try to like, do like a real. This, another one of my bad habits. Stop saying Ken. Do like a really tough Primal Kyogre or something like that with 3 people, or things that are you have to force the difficulty onto it. It's nice. It's nice to be presented with difficulty again in this game, which is kind of cool. So I same thing happened to me. So I pointless. I don't need any of this. So I same thing happened to me the first time I did a Beldum. Team recommended. I don't, I'm getting all these Dynamax Pokemon. I'm outside of the first couple days before Max Battles actually came. I haven't invested in any of them, like powering up their moves, because I'm gonna hold out. I'm gonna just use my Max Particles for battles, and when I get the Hundo or whatever, I'll hold out. And there's nothing that's really preventing me from using.
It felt bad. Unlucky.
Little over talk here.
It felt bad.
He goes, it felt.
It felt bad.
I'm going to get rid of his first it felt. I'm going to artificially copy here and bump him forward. So now he could start talking after I stop. Just using...
It felt bad.
Really preventing me from just using...
It felt bad.
I got to trim this so it can kind of overlap a little bit to make it seem like he's cutting me off. Just using...
It felt bad unlocking a max move for the research.
It felt
really bad.
His volume is low here.
It felt bad unlocking a max move for the research.
It
felt really bad.
But at least... Oh, what? Stuttered over my words here. Goodbye. At least in the beginning, you didn't have anything else to spend it on. You couldn't do battles. So it was like... That's why I didn't care in the beginning. Big We're going to keep the start of the breath here to make it seem like I'm breathing into that next word in the beginning. Alec Tuttle, like in the stream.
Oh, that's my bro.
That is your bro. The thing got cut off. But no, it's when I did my... All this unnecessary. Yeah. But no, it's... What are you saying? Nothing. The thing got cut off. When I did my first Beldum... I was talking about the stream here, so I can cut that out completely.
Oh, that's my bro.
When I did my first Beldum, got totally beat up, I was like, I had that feeling like, oh my god, are they really doing this now? Is this how these things are going to be? Because people were complaining the game was too easy. People were complaining that max battles weren't a challenge. People, and it's like all of a sudden now, people are getting their butt whipped.
And now it's a challenge.
All right, get rid of the and my little. Was gonna talk. Adam said something, so I'm gonna trim around him to give him the priority.
People are getting their butt whipped.
And now it's a challenge.
And I was like, okay, this is great. Then I use Charizard, right? And it's like, okay, you don't even need like a good one. You don't even need the moves powered up. Like, if you happen to have Elite TM, like I've been sitting on so many Elite TMs over the years just because I never use them. It's like now I could Dynamax, put Blast Burn on a Dynamax Charizard and really kick Beldum's butt. But before I knew I needed a Charizard, it was just like I'm going to battle with like Squovits and Wooloos and stuff and just like getting trashed.
That was fun though. That was fun.
So,
believe it or not, Adam's a little loud here. So I'm gonna just bring this first one down to -2.
Trashed.
That was fun though. That was fun.
So it's once you realize,
again, unnecessary gibberish.
That was fun though. That was fun.
Once you realize, okay, I need a team. It's like, again, that thing going off. It's like team building, strategy. This is such a great
Little long gap.
This is such a great entry into this, and like you said, it's still a basic Pokemon. So if they were to release Metang as a Dynamax and Metagross as a think like progressively, even if it's tier 3, tier 5, within those tiers you could have extra difficulty.
Yep.
So I'm excited.
I'm gonna get rid of my just mute this whole area, and then I can delete the gap.
You could have extra difficulty.
Yep.
I'm excited for the time where we're battling a tier 5 Dynamax Pokemon, and it's like someone in the party's like, all right, I'll take care of Max Strike, you bring heals, you bring guard, and you're actually like really fleshing out not just the Pokemon that you're
Cut the gap.
not just the Pokemon that you're bringing, but how they're spec'd. How they're spec'd, right? How, like, oh, okay, I'll bring my healer, I'll bring, my tank. It's like, this is the stuff that will make this a lot more fun. We don't necessarily need it yet with the tier 3s that we have, but we'll talk about that a little later.
Well, maybe lower level trainers do.
Sure.
A lot of breath and throaty nasty noises here from me. Get rid of that. Trim it. Trim it. Oops.
Trainers do.
Sure, but are lower level trainers the ones that are investing into level 3 max guard? Probably not. Probably not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, but I'm very...
But, get rid of that.
But I'm very excited for where this is going. I just think that it's going to be awesome. But
Get rid of this.
It's going to be awesome. But if you do need some help with Beldum, hop over to PokemonGoHub.net. Shout out to Kitty Pokemons a lot. Put together a nice little Dynamax Beldum guide. We're not going to go through it. Bring Charizard, but if you want some additional information, it is here. It is available. Shout to Kitty at GoHub.
Yeah, because I had
Bring my volume up. Oh, I'm still 3. Get rid of all this. You can see the noise.
T at GoHub.
Yeah, because I
Oh,
had
my
I had
mystery box is
evolved
over.
my Scovet into Greedent and like gave it a couple power ups to get it, so I could just tackle anything and just be able to defeat him. And that quickly got me killed.
Okay, so we got a little bit of a gap here. Gotta reinforce his level here.
Got me killed facing the
That's
Beldam. I was like, oh, great. I just wasted my particles.
Stacking particles. All right, all useless here.
I just wasted my particles.
Stacking particles. Well, the good thing. And I go, well, the good thing. So this big one's the well, then the good thing. So I want that second the. But I don't want any of this.
I just wasted my particles.
Stacking. All right. So first, let me delete all this out of me. You delete first, then you do your time.
I just wasted my particles.
So we're just gonna go. I wasted my particles.
Wasted particles.
Well, the good thing. All right, let's see what we got.
I was like, oh, great. I just wasted particles.
Well, the good thing too about battling is
Sounds
you only
natural.
charge the particles if you win. So even if you go in and lose and run. So we're gonna move his really over into the gap that I have here. Kind of line that up. So now it'll seem natural. Is you only get charged the particles if you win.
Really?
So even if you go in and lose and run and never, you only get charged if you win. So again, protecting that free to play kind of thing.
That's huge.
I really dig that. Again, I'm gonna just lift his audio and drop it back right in the gap. Free to play.
That's huge.
Kind of thing. I really dig that. I agree.
My question is, when do you think remote Dynamax battles are going to happen?
Stop. I agree.
My question is, when do you think remote Dynamax battles are going to happen?
Stop. Never. One thing I do want to kind of poke at is little saliva. Gross, Ken.
No, but this is
pointless.
No, but this is what I was saying.
Hold up. Poke at is.
No, but this is
I don't even need this is. Poke at.
No, but this is what I was saying. Is like this is no. This is their chance.
I got nothing going on with the game. Hold up.
Take back the raid scene, essentially. This is that chance.
With an iron fist. All right, what was this?
It's like this is no. That chance.
With an a little bit of long gap here.
Essentially, this is that chance.
With an iron fist.
No, you still
I know, right?
Raids, but if you want a Dynamax Pokemon, you gotta fight, and you gotta bring your friends.
Same thing with Shadow. Just double spoke here, so we're gonna get rid of all that. Bring us closer.
Bring your friends.
Same thing with Shadow Raids. Same thing with Shadow Raids. Same thing with, when they do the Elite Raids, and it's like they have to do this because they've backed themselves into a corner with remote raids. So it's like the only with remote raids. Back themselves into a corner with remote raids. I just wanted to say with remote raids once. Into a corner with remote raids. So that doesn't sound good. A little bit more of a gap. Into a corner with remote raids. So it's like the only way to
just
prevent that.
I don't know what Adam's saying here. I'm gonna have to trim this somehow. The only way to
Well,
like
just think.
prevent that
Yeah, but you're gonna have a situation where
raids. So it's like raid. All right, I got an idea. Remote raids. So it's like I'll let him pick it up right from there. Into a corner with remote raid.
yeah, but you're gonna have a
Oh, I trimmed my S too much. So it's like the only way to raid.
yeah, but you're gonna have a situation.
No. Raids.
Yeah, but you're gonna have a situation where you're gonna have
There
a
it is.
5-star difficulty, where you're gonna have a 5-star
And it says 5 twice. We'll get rid of one of them.
5. You're gonna have a 5-star.
Good. Give him volume.
Have a situation where you're gonna have a 5-star difficulty Dynamax Pokemon. Let's just say Dynamax or Gigantamax Gengar. Okay, level 5. This thing is destroying everyone. What, like, if you don't have a team of
Get rid of all this.
destroying everyone. If you don't have a team of 2 to 3 people, you're cooked.
That's
You're cooked.
That's great though. That's okay. This game should be hard. I love it. I love it. And a little saliva. I love it. And the really, Ken? And the consolation prize. Consolation. All right, we're gonna get creative. We're gonna save the last but then I messed up constellation. So we're gonna get rid of that, and we're gonna get rid of the and the. So we should have the constellation. I love it. The consolation prize. Nice. Is if you do lose, you're not losing the max particles. You could try again or do 2 tier 1. Max battles instead. Max battle. Cut these gaps down. Two tier 1 max battles instead and get good. You know what I'm saying? Like they it really sets up the game to have a difficulty slope, and we've never had that before. It's like because the difficult and again, I don't know where it's going to go when it gets harder, but I hope it's because you could only have 4 people. It's not going to be a situation where it's like, oh, it doesn't matter if we could all bring Pidgeys. There's 20 of us. We'll take down the Groudon. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It's not a numbers game anymore. They're making you put strategy. Draw this in just so it flows off of it. Anymore. They're making you put strategy, making you build out a team, making you, the teams that will do better, and hopefully the rewards will reflect in that.
All,
where, you know what I
all
mean?
signs point north with this.
Yeah. All right, what am I saying here? Will reflect in that where, you know what I mean? Like if will reflect in that where. All right, I like the word will reflect in that. Where, you know what I mean? Like if yeah. All right. I'm going to get rid of this, but I need space for Adam. So I'm going to add some here. Add some here. And I'm just going to move Adam right to the gap. The rewards will reflect in that. I got to close this up. Rewards will reflect in that.
Yeah. All signs point north with this.
Yeah. I said all twice. That.
Yeah.
This has to be closer. In that.
Yeah. All signs point north with this.
Yeah.
I'm super down with it.
So,
I'm super.
uh.
I'm
Ah,
I'm super down with it. Now, just we're not going to dig too
Dead air.
down with it. Now, we're not going to dig too far into this, but there is a lot of nerdy stuff that happens behind the scenes in Pokemon Go with data and
Yep.
how things are calculated and the self
You know.
the self science team from back in the day shout in the day
Back in the day. Let's tidy that up.
team from back in the day shout to Woodwoes and crew. It was always awesome
Back
to
in
see
the
them
day.
digging apart all these.
I don't know why Adam says back in the day again, but we can get rid of that.
It was always awesome to see them digging apart all these mechanics and like teaching us like combat multipliers and all this stuff. So there has been a pretty astute group over on Reddit, and Fly Funner is kind of the one. Fly Funner is kind of the one who put these posts together, and I'm just going to bring up this post over on reddit.com/r/the Sylph Road, where they kind of break down all the Sylph Road, where they kind of break down all of the nuts and bolts of Dynamax and how Dynamax battles the behaviors of their boss and how they use moves and the Dynameter and the Enraged meter and max moves, all the stuff.
Okay. After this topic, I'm probably going to end stream. So I do appreciate and thank everyone that's been here. If you like this, let me know and give us a follow. If you got Amazon Prime, you've got Twitch Prime. Means you got a free sub. We'd love it if you threw it our way. But yeah, I think every Thursday I'll probably do this going forward because this is fun, kind of talking through the edit. And I'm sure it could help a lot of podcasters out there that are looking for some tips on Audacity. Audacity is the one of the most common DAWs, digital audio recording software, and it's completely capable of doing everything soup to nuts. We record in Audacity, we mix in Audacity, so I love playing in this tool. So I mean, we've got some viewers here, so I really appreciate everybody stopping by to watch and edit. Who would have thunk? But yeah, I'll do this every Thursday night. I think maybe we can even schedule in some raids or something like that, so that way it's like I can play during the day, and if there's some raids going on, I'll take some invites, and I'll just stock up on remote passes and raid while doing the edit. But yeah, we'll finish out this topic and we'll probably end it there. But thank you, Chad. Appreciate all of you, everyone that's here. It was eye-opening for Glaw. That's awesome. It moves fast. Like when I don't talk, I can zip through this, but I'm looking at 11:49 p.m. I got to be up in 6 hours, and I'm only 20 minutes into a 60-minute edit, so we got to move it along. I got to start the stream earlier on Thursdays. I think that's the way it's got to go. So let's see where we're at.
All this stuff, all this data. It's
Shout out to Landor Alpha, though, honestly.
Oh, yeah, I remember Adam cutting me off here.
all this data. It's
Shout out to Landor Alpha, though, honestly. Coming in clutch with being able to let us know that you have to move to the left or the right to have your Pokemon grab.
to get. Yes.
Let me tell you how many times I just tapped on it thinking I was doing something.
Why is it?
Clean this up. Give Adam some volume. We're gonna try to get Adam to eat the mic next episode. Be like, bro, eat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the mic.
How many times I just tapped on it thinking I was doing something.
Why isn't it happening? But there's an incredible amount of data here. if get in front of, you can get in front of.
Wait, where's the there it is.
If you want to nerd out on stuff, this is a great opportunity because you're ahead of the curve. You can get in front of max battles and truly understand.
I like that gap.
Get in front of max.
I say of twice. Get in front of max battles.
You can get in front of max battles and truly understand what we say. Again, none of this is official, but it's from what people are seeing from actual real world use. And I'm looking through.
A little stumble, it sounded like here.
And I'm.
I don't need any of that.
And I'm looking through here, and it's like it's not layman's terms by any means. I'm seeing what did I? I'm seeing what.
I say I'm twice. I'll take out the with it.
Means I'm seeing what did I see? I saw CPM, which any means. I'm seeing what did I see? I saw CPM. I'm seeing what did I see?
Get rid of this whole thing. What am I seeing?
He means what did I see? I saw CPM, which is
get rid of my breath.
Which is the combat power multiplier, which kind of scales with your level to be how difficult your raid boss would be. And I looked it up, and look, Glaw from
hey, Glaw
wrote this back in 2023. There is articles that talk about the math. If you remember old trainer tips videos back in the day, if you're an OG, he had like algebra up on the screen.
So true. I missed those videos.
Videos back in the day, if you're an OG, he had like algebra up on the screen talking about formulas and all this stuff. All this data exists. So it's very cool that if you wanted to nerd out and wanted to dig into the data, it's there. It's available. So all really, really cool.
Get rid of both of these and just go all really cool, or whatever I said.
It's available. So all really, really cool stuff. Shout to the crew over at GoHub. We also had Orangaroo Passimian Research Day. Did you get to play at all?
I was working, and we had a bus come.
Oh, Adam's loud all of a sudden.
At all?
I was working, and we had a bus come during that time. So
old ladies.
Yeah, leaf peepers.
Yeah,
if you will.
Old ladies with beepers.
Leaf peepers.
Leaf peepers.
Like they come looking for the foliage.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah.
No, but if you're saying if I Google leaf peepers, that's an actual thing. Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. All right, leaf peepers. Interesting. So the leaf peepers showed up, but were you able to do any raids? Or I mean, any research?
I deleted my.
All right, that's funny. All right, I think I'm gonna call it here, y'all.
Any raids?
Thank you so much for stopping by. I think this will be a normal part of the Lured Up rotation. We're going to be streaming the actual show either Tuesday or Wednesday. We're going to try to lock down our calendar. We got a lot of announcements coming soon. But then Thursday nights will be my edit night, where I'll stream the edit and just kind of hang out and talk shop. And but thank you everyone who's here in the chat. If you haven't already, please give a thumbs up, give a like, give a sub, give a follow, whatever you can. And appreciate all of you. But check out the audio. I don't know if I'll get the audio episode up tomorrow, but definitely be up this weekend. And the VOD is on YouTube right now. So thank you so much, trainers. Keep training, and I appreciate you stopping by for a little podcast edit.